Hello, once more for the final video for this introduction to Mastcom 330 single camera video. This is going to be about the Canvas classroom. Okay, I'm just going to show you everything that's inside there. A lot of stuff may be self-explanatory, but I like to shoot videos and, well, it's a video class. I like to explain through video as well, so that everything is clear about, what you need to know, where things are, etc. So I'm going to share my screen one more time. Okay, and go into the classroom here. All right, so this is what it'll look like on your side. You can see that there's some materials already piped in. There's some modules that are clear because they haven't been uploaded yet. But I will, on a week-to-week basis, drop these in here. If not, like I said in one of the previous videos, I might have them all done ahead of time. Chances are they'll all be done ahead of time. I'm just kind of tweaking some materials here, but everything's going to be populated inside the Canvas classroom soon here. And so what you have here is just a course overview, just basically what's in the syllabus, generally what you guys are going to be working on. I won't go through that for too long. A little bit about me and my role here as your instructor. In previous videos, I've showed you that the schedule was piped in here. And so we have the schedule, a PDF of that. In general, things might be tweaked. I'm hoping for them not to be tweaked at all because this is an asynchronous online course, so things should be as is. But if anything changes, I'll let you know via email ahead of time. The syllabus is here as well, a breakdown of all the different things that are in class. And again, usually if there's some kind of issue in class, I usually default to the syllabus. Again, this is our contract. And so whatever is laid out in here, I'm going to abide by for the most part. If there's something that needs to be adjusted or if there's a change, I'll let you know ahead of time. But I like to be transparent and I like to, default to the syllabus. And so I'm not going to like pull some rule out of nowhere that's not in the syllabus within reason. So syllabus is there. All right, so the first module has been laid out. I'm going to try to explain the first assignment as best I can through here and hopefully not go too long here. But we have the first assignment, which is the composition assignment that I talked about in previous video. And you also have a CapCut tutorial. If you've not touched CapCut before, this is a good place to get the groundwork of how to use it. And then there's a download link for CapCut to download it to your desktop and install it. And so this is what you'll need to get started in this class. I'm going to click into the first assignment. And you see there's a lot of stuff going on here. We have number one, a link to the actual instructions to the assignment. Again, what you're tasked with doing is shooting and editing a video that showcases these compositions, okay? And so, and you shoot them all in order. You shoot 10 seconds per composition or framing. So the first set of 10-second clips will be a wide, medium, and tight shot. So again, a wide shot or establishing shot, a medium shot, and a tight shot or a close-up shot. And you can see three different examples here of this one woman in a shopping center or a grocery store. And there's a wide shot of her with these leading lines, which is one other composition you'll be dealing with, showcasing our subject in a wide setting. A medium shot where we get a little bit closer on our subject. We see her looking for something on the shelves, and then a tight shot of her seeing the thing that she wants and then grabbing that. And so you can use a subject like her. You can use an inanimate object if you want to do that. It's more, I was going to say easier. It's not easier, but I think it's more apropos, for lack of a better term, to use an actual live subject, but you don't have to. So again, 3 10-second clips, wide, medium, and tight. Then we're going to get 2 clips of a diagonal or a leading line where we see this line going into the frame. Okay. Usually it's a line that's going to a point of convergence is what we call it. And so if you're looking down a railroad track, you can see that the 2 lines of the railroad rails come to a point, and they go off into the distance inside the frame. So the same thing here. We have a leading line leading into the frame and a leading line leading towards the frame. So you want to shoot 10 seconds of someone traversing that diagonal line going into the frame, and someone, if you can see in the second example here, there's a truck way in the background that the live clip of this shows the truck coming towards the screen. And so you want your subject to go away from the screen and towards the screen. So 10 seconds of both of those. 10 seconds also of 2 clips using the rule of thirds. When we're interviewing people, we usually have them inside these rules of thirds. Or if you see these 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines, or vertical and horizontal, where the lines meet and cross, that's where you have your subject. Okay. And so typically you would have them in that third over those intersecting or behind those intersecting lines or over here. And what that does is it helps us to balance the foreground element, which is the person, with the background. And so I want 10 seconds of you actually doing an interview, lining up your subject using the rule of thirds, or framing your subject using the rule of thirds. And then I want a second clip, 10 seconds of you just you don't have to use the rule of thirds just for interviews. You can use it to line up a B-roll shot. For instance, we have this dog here on the cliff. And so we have him over these intersecting lines or behind the intersecting lines, and we have the background here. And so a better example would be in the case of this interview, maybe this person's talking about being a cook, let's say, or chef. And then she's talking about the joys of being a chef, and she talks about, how she has her kitchen laid out and how she does things in the kitchen. Maybe she's chopping vegetables or whatever. And so she's talking about that in the A roll. And in the B roll, we can use the rule of thirds to frame her chopping the vegetables. Okay, so just pretend, use your imagination for a second. Pretend that she's the dog, right? And so she's in the kitchen, and we're using those intersecting lines to help frame her. And then, we'd showcase the rest of this, which would be the kitchen, or whatever, right? And so again, rule of thirds basically is to balance the foreground element, which is usually the subject, with the background, whether that's in A roll or in B roll. So 10 seconds each of those. You can even ask a question in that interview portion and let them talk. And just again record 10 seconds of that. Boom, you're done. Finally, in this assignment, I want you to shoot 2 frame within a frame shots. And frame within a frame means that you use something in the frame to frame your subject. In this case, we have this doorway here framing our subject. Okay. Over here, we have these 2 bars. We're shooting through a gate, and we're using those bars to frame our subject. But something inside the frame is framing our subjects, bringing attention to them in the frame. Again, doorways can do that. Windows can do that. You can abstract bars on a gate, and do it that way. There's so many different things that you can shoot through that can help frame the subject. And so 10 seconds of your subject walking into that frame within the frame, so walking into the doorway, and 10 seconds of your subject already in that frame within the frame, and you're just shooting them inside the frame. Okay. So once you do all that, you shoot all your footage, all of your 10-second clips, you're gonna bring them together in Canvas. Like, sorry, not Canvas, in CapCut, and just do a rough cut of those clips together, meaning that the clips just butt together, one after the other in sequential order. And it doesn't have to be anything special. You don't have to have transitions in between. Just those 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 clips together. Okay. Um, so again, this is for practicing composition, utilizing your eye and looking for interesting compositions within the parameters of those compositions. Um, so that's your first assignment, okay? And there are other things in here. Where'd it go? I'll get there. There we go. Oh. All right. So in this first module, you have that first assignment. In that assignment, we just looked at the instructions. There's also a YouTube video here to help you with wide, medium, and tight shots. Give you some more context. In fact, you can see this was one of the, this was in those instructions, there was a still, there was a still image of this particular sequence, this B-roll sequence. And it's just giving you examples of wide, medium, and tight shots. So I suggest looking at that video just to get a better understanding of what wide, medium, and tight shots are. There also is another video here that explains the three compositions, the rule of thirds, leading line, and frame within a frame.
The classic, you may have heard it before, it's the rule of thirds. What the rule of thirds means is keeping a grid in your mind or on your screen if your camera has that option, and then putting your subject within one of the intersecting lines of that frame. We're going to wait a second. Yo, good, see you tomorrow.
So take a look at this whole video. It will bring you through those compositions and hopefully will verse you on those. And of course, there's tons and tons and tons of examples online as well. If you just Google rule of thirds, within a frame, and then add, in videography, it will give you tons and tons of examples of what that looks like, how to do it, etc. So I'm trying to give you everything. There are even examples of what my students in the past have done. I have two examples here of shooting wide, medium, and tight. So I suggest looking at these examples as well. And again, all this stuff will help you get through that first assignment. If there's any questions, obviously you can send me an email and I'll try to walk you through it as best we can. Now, again, in that first module, I'm trying to go through this quickly. I know we've already kind of gone long. You have that first assignment. You have the CapCut tutorial. I would highly suggest looking at that.
Okay, so this is what you'll see when you first open up CapCut. Now, I'm showing you this on a Mac, but it's going to be exactly the same if you're on PC as well.
So this CapCut tutorial, it's about 24 minutes, roughly. It's shorter than an episode on Netflix, right? And so take a look at this. It's invaluable. Outside of me bringing through all this stuff, it's a great breakdown of how to use CapCut. I highly, highly recommend you looking through this whole thing. Just take a solid, 30-minute gap, take all this stuff in, take notes, and it will help you tremendously as far as going through CapCut, editing, exporting your videos, that type of thing. There's even in the comments here, not comments, but the captions, whatever you call it, there are timestamps and a breakdown of how to do different things in CapCut, creating a project, the video editing interface, like what's what and where it is, importing your footage and your clips once you've shot your clips, how to add B-roll, the different effects. I mean, it's just everything that you need to know. I love this, how to edit faster. One thing about video is that, especially initially, it can take a while to get used to or to learn your process, like how you typically would edit your video and how to do it quickly. And so there's, kind of like a little tip on how to, get through those things faster. So lots of stuff in that first one. And again, hopefully the idea here is that when you go to this first module, that it really sets you up to get through all the rest. Okay. So yeah, and then you can download here CapCut. There's a link. If you click right here, once you click on it, it's gonna show you this. It refused to connect. Canvas has some weird thing where it will not, depends on what it is, but it won't showcase an external link properly sometimes. And so if you just click right here, download CapCut Desktop, just click that and that will get you to where you need to go. CapCut is a free app. It's amazing that I pay however much a month to use Adobe Premiere, which is a paid video editor. This one's free and it has just as much bells and whistles as Adobe Premiere, and it's free. You don't pay monthly for it. So this is your link to download it and get it on your system. Once you upload it, download it and get it installed. Watch that video, the previous one that I told you about, that brings you to the CapCut tutorial, and then play around. Import some video, like shoot some video really quick on your phone, import it, and just play around. You can even download clips online if you want to. There's a site called Pexels, Pexels, Pexels.com. And there's a video section where you can download. In fact, I'm going to show you right here. You can download video clips. Okay, they're like 10-second, 15-second clips. You can download them for free. And I would suggest pulling those in and just playing around. Okay. Whatever it takes to get you acclimated to using the system, the program, the better it'll be for you in the long run. And so I would go ahead and just play around. Get us back in. Okay, so that is the first assignment here, first module. Like I said before, the next modules will be broken down in terms of shooting A roll, shooting B roll in module 3, the comprehensive exam, which that one's already, I gotta publish that, but that one should have the study guide in it already if you want to take a look at that. Module 5 will be the final edit for your A roll and B roll. You're gonna take both those and bring them together, and then we'll be done. Also, there's video tutorials, how to shoot A roll. I would highly suggest taking a look at this, the B&H how to shoot A roll video, how to set up for your interview, that type of thing. There are several B-roll tutorials, shooting B-roll with your smartphone, DeFideria's B-roll techniques, which is a great one. He showed you, it's almost kind of like a master class, well, not a master class, but there's a lot in there in terms of different methods that he uses to shoot B-roll. There is a multimedia training guide here, just a PDF booklet that basically is this course in a booklet for the most part. It's the things that I typically teach in the class as far as journalistic video storytelling. So that's a good read as well. And so that is the classroom in a nutshell. Again, I'll be populating these modules with more material in the weeks to come, if not beforehand. So keep a lookout for that. Other than that, this video is probably going on way too long already, or maybe it's just long enough. Either way, if you have any questions about anything that you've seen in this video, again, email me. You can set up for a Zoom call if you want, if you need it. Other than that, I wish you luck, bon chance. Again, if you need me, please ask questions. Don't, if you're lost about any of this stuff, there's a lot of technical stuff that goes into this course. If you have any questions whatsoever, don't don't sit on your hands, don't cover your mouth, right? Please make sure that you're getting in touch with me, and I will try to help you as best I can. Um, with all that said, I'm gonna drop off this video. I'm gonna stitch all this stuff together. Good thing I know a little bit about video, so I can get this to you. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. All right.